Some of the people are searching for a job for a year and a half, for 3 years even, and that's crazy because 3 years sounds a lot.
Oh, unfortunately, we can't
Mhm.
get to your application. Oh, unfortunately, the role has been closed. Unfortunately, I don't have, bro.
Because when you receive rejection after rejection, so you need to be strong to tell yourself that everything is okay with me, that's the market, and finally I will find a job.
You're trying one method and it's not working. You've tried it for a while and it's not working. Try something else. Let's do something else. Let's get to another point to where we're not wasting time.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I'm a founder of Go Offer, where we help people to find job in tax. And the approach we use is the AI automation platform, which help you to find as much interviews as possible and go through the process as easy as possible. And today we're going to discuss a journey of our ex-mentee who has already been working in the company, a very pretty cool company, for a couple of weeks. So we're going to discuss his journey and ask him about the advices he could provide according to his own journey. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation today, and I'm very excited to hear more about your journey.
Thank you very much for having me, and I would love to elaborate on my journey.
Okay, nice. So maybe we can start from your background. I'm super curious if you could elaborate on so your background and about your job title.
Yeah, so I've been doing contracting in information security, cybersecurity, IT, all three of those things together. I've just been doing that for like 10 years. That's my background. That's my background, and I really enjoy the cybersecurity realm as a whole. I've had a lot of heavy experience within the compliance, the governance, risk, and compliance, as opposed to a lot of technical knowledge, like, dealing with like maybe red teaming or pen testing and things like that, with hands-on. I've just had a lot of experience, mainly towards regulatory compliance, regulatory requirements, and governance, risk, and compliance, basically GRC functionality. Um, that's my background there.
That sounds great because 10 years in such a great job title like a cybersecurity, that sounds something like it will be easy to find a job in the future or currently. So, but I have a question here. What is the state, in which state you've been working so far?
All the states I've been working in, I've worked in I've worked in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, Augusta, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida.
So all the states you mentioned, I know that
East
they all
side.
have a lot
All
of
of them are east side.
yeah, so they have a lot of companies which are very interested in cybersecurity specialists, especially New York. So a lot of tech companies are based here. So,
Expensive.
hmm?
So expensive. New
And
York.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jacksonville's
So
better.
So having these two factors, like 10 years in tech, working as a cybersecurity, working with government, and working in great states, in the states where there's a lot of tech companies. When you started your job search this year, had you any expectations that it will be so easy for you to find a job? That it will be a couple of days or weeks. So how you started your journey?
I thought to myself, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be so great. I have 10 years of experience. That's fine. I have a master's degree. That's fine. I have a bachelor's degree as well. I have a bachelor's degree in information system security. I have a master's degree in cybersecurity and information assurance. I have 10 years of experience, of proven experience. I have references. I'm gonna go get one. No, no, it didn't. No, no, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy. A lot of rejections. Actually, Go Offer really helped me a lot, and there was 2,000, roughly 2,000 something applications.
Yes, 2,500
Hello?
applications.
2,000 something applications? I don't think so. That wasn't as easy as I thought. But a lot of factors actually came into play. I thought it was my experience or the interviews. Then maybe because, I'm fortunate to have a position that I'm in right now, which is great. But I had probably about maybe about three or four actual interviews
Mm,
out of 2,000 plus applications. That's crazy.
crazy.
That's what's the words I'm looking for? That is utterly asinine to me. Um, and it's very frustrating, but you just keep going, and Go Offer really helped me leveraging the AI, by the way, that the AI application process, that automated flow, that helped a lot and reduces the mental strain and the mental stress of dealing with Workday.
Oh, yeah.
To Workday job
It's
applications
so hard to work with the workday. Yeah.
are the next level.
Yeah.
But
You can spend there 40 minutes on just one application and they will.
just to get well, unfortunately, like, come on, no, but yeah, um,
Yeah. So you mentioned that you've been trying to find a job yourself. So for how long did you try?
it's a very good question. Mm, March, April, May. Probably about like, maybe about like a good month and a half.
Month
Maybe a
and
good month and a half. I was really, yeah, I wasn't doing as much as the AI bots that did now. But yeah, I was trying that long. I was trying that long. I had like tons of applications a day. Like I was doing like probably about 5 to 10 daily,
So
give
you're
or take,
trying
give or
for.
take like about 5 to 10 applications daily. And it's just like I still wasn't getting anywhere. But the consistency is what I would say. The gradual increase in consistency and intensity with the AI, what they did, I mean, I think that was a big push. I think that was a I think that was like a extra push. Like, like imagine you're I don't know, imagine you're running or something, and then like or maybe you're doing push-ups or whatever the case may be, and you just need that little push. Like somebody will just, I don't know, give you a little push or something, and then you just go a little bit faster or something, or maybe not physically push, but motivate you, does something. But it was just that extra piece that helped a lot. That's
Yes.
what I would think.
Mhm. So it took a month and a half, and every day you did around 5 to 10 applications, and you never got any interviews from that, right?
No, they were all, oh, unfortunately, we
Mhm.
can't get to your application. Oh, unfortunately, the role has been closed. Unfortunately, I don't have, bro. It's like, unfortunately, I want it out of my dictionary. Like, I don't want to see that word anymore. Like, I don't want to see that. I even applied for companies that were like Sony, like so cool, like information security specialist for PlayStation. I'm like, man, I got a PS5. I'm about to get this job. Like, I'm like, no, I'm joking. No, not the PS5, but like with my experience, it was very tailored. Like my resume is very tailored. Even you all said the resume was fine too. It just needed a little bit of,
Right. Mhm.
more of a physical, it needed to be more appealing, right? It looked kind of,
So the
it
applicant
just
tracking
look,
system.
uh, yeah, the resume actually, yeah, it needs to just look a little bit more appealing. That was it. But in terms of content, you all even said the resume was great. So I mean, when it went over there, it's like, hello, unfortunately. I'm like,
So,
but yeah.
okay, so that sounds frustrating, but when
No,
was
it's fine. I'm a happy camper. I pray. I pray.
okay,
I
and
pray.
when was the time and what actually happened when you realized that okay, I need a help here and that
Um, Yeah, so imagine you're doing imagine all right, let me try to give an analogy here. Imagine you're trying to, I don't know, change a tire on a car, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe you're trying to, do something else than what this is. You're trying one method and it's not working. You've tried it for a while and it's not working. Try something else. Let's do something else. Let's get to another point to where we're not wasting time, to where you're going to be doing the same thing for God knows how long. No, how about we try something else? And I was, my friend reached out and she was like, "Hey, I know this. There's this company Go Offer. They really help people." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take a look at that. I'll see what they're talking about. I'll see what Anna is talking about." So I was like, "Okay, cool." But yeah, it was to that point. I'm like, "Yeah, something needs to change here."
And that's great that you mentioned that. The worst thing here is that while you are searching for a job, you don't receive the payment, the check, so you waste a lot of tons of money. So a month and a half, that's a month and a half unpaid money, which you could.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's why I think it's very important to have financial a good like
Savings.
well, savings, but a good money management overall, right? You need a good financial management overall because a lot of people always, you know, some people don't like savings because there's money that's there and it's not being used when you can use it to invest, you can use it to do this, you can use it to go start this, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with those things. You can use the money. But just in case if you see with your eyes that something's not going right with where you're currently at in your current position, or maybe the contract might be over or something like this.
Is
Yeah,
there?
yeah, this is gonna go over here. This is gonna go over here. You put it to the side. You just have to be more proactive than reactive, right?
Right. Some of the people are searching for a job for a year and a half, for 3 years even, and that's crazy because 3 years sounds a lot.
Three.
3 years, yeah, 3 years of active job search. And they do have around 15 interviews within 3 years.
Well, what field is this?
That's crazy. Program managers, engineers sometimes.
Engineers?
Yeah. So
It's very interesting because some of these things I'm not even gonna like I'm not even gonna say like I don't believe that, but it's not hard to believe because I've seen it myself. Like some people on LinkedIn, I've seen them maybe for like the most I've seen was probably like a year, but 3 years, I can definitely see that happening. But I do think location plays a factor. I think location plays a big factor because like a lot of people, like if they have family, they might want to stay where they're at. I get that part. But there's some people that's like if they don't have a family or if they're like kind of single and just kind of moving around, but then again, they just want to stay where they're at and they're not getting any job interviews or anything like that, maybe it might be a good idea to try to change location. Because some companies offer the relocation. I've been offered
a relocation.
I've been offered relocation for a contract in was it Washington DC? Yeah, it was DC or like yeah, one of those DC or Virginia in the DMV area.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they let my experience with the compliance and everything like that, but you know I have my own situation going on. I'm not trying to go over there, so so I didn't go over there. But if someone can, then relocation would be a good idea. You know,
And
believe it or not, some people don't consider relocation at all. Some people just don't, and I know that because I know people like that that don't want to.
family, when everything is
Yeah,
established.
no, no, but no. Some people actually. I'm talking about people who don't have that. There are some people that don't have that,
That's strange. Yeah,
And
but
they're
see,
not leaving. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, that's fine.
yeah, so this happens, and yes, a lot of guys are looking for a job for a year, so you need to have a lot of savings for that. So it's pretty stressful. And you mentioned that the process should be consistent. So you're applying, you're having interviews, you have rejections, and then you repeat this again and again, again. And the one part of this equation is having a strong mental health, because when you receive rejection after rejection, you started to question yourself. Am I am I able to have the job anytime, like in the future, or that's the end of my career? So you need to be strong to tell yourself that everything is okay with me, that's the market, and finally I will find the job.
Right. And I think that there's also the thing to explain like because biblically speaking, because I'm because when I read the Bible, like it says that there's a verse in there. I don't know if it's Proverbs or Psalms. Might be one of those two. I don't have the verse off the top of my head, but I do know that it says that a man makes the plan, but the Lord
Mm.
ordains his steps, right? So you can have a plan that, oh, I'm going to work for this, I'm going to do this, but God is going to actually put that plan in motion and that step by step of how it's supposed to go. So you may think, all right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get this interview and I'm going to do this and then I'm going to have 23 years of experience and I'm going to go retire in Hawaii. No, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else. You might have to go with this company. You might have to take a break a little bit to probably take certifications. You might need extra certifications. You might need to go to school for a little bit for like maybe a 6 month or maybe a year period. Then you're gonna go back again in a more qualified position than what you were before, and then you can still go through. But then you don't have that idea yet. You're just thinking like, man, I just need to do this. I need to do this. But God's the ultimate say in the name of Jesus Christ. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
that's just the only thing. And I've been freaking out the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but in the like towards me going to go offer, I was really like, what is going on? Because why I have all this experience, this has never happened before. What's going on? But then, taking that time, reflect on some training, some new AI technologies coming out, dealing with different cyber trends, trying to calm my mind, dealing with go offer in terms of like, the application process and everything like this, giving me some pointers on certain interview things, little things that I didn't even realize, the little tips that I didn't realize that I do think help. And especially with um, something that's very important that I learned actually for the interview process was actually asking questions back to the interviewer because now the organization that I'm in, there are different positions that they're hiring for. And one of the things I overheard them talking specifically about that, they were like, we'll see if she accepts the opportunity to go forward in the process. But the main thing that I'm looking for in this next step is some questions because, it just shows interest. And if I don't see the questions, then I don't know what kind of conversation we're gonna have. And I was like,
for sure. And
I
you
was,
need to be as
oh,
well very flexible when you're speaking to the hiring manager. For example, if he's asking about if he's interested in the healthcare and you don't have the healthcare background, but maybe you worked in the projects for healthcare companies, it's better to mention that over that mentioning something else. So right now there is tons of candidates and there will be always someone who has this exact experience they're looking for, and the experience is amazing in the great companies. So you really need to focus on what they're asking and think about why they're asking that, and try to find stories from your background which will cover any questions from their side. And yes, so talking back, like asking questions about the company, about the main challenges they're covering right now,
yeah.
they're facing right now. So this will help you to go to the next step for sure.
No, yes. And it shows, like he said, it shows interest. They want to, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it like this, but it's kind of like, if you're gonna, if you're gonna be with somebody, then it's like, if you're gonna date somebody, you don't want to know more about them.
Yes,
You're just gonna, oh, okay, she's beautiful.
this date, yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, you have the problem. That's a problem. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out, right? So yeah, it's just like that too. So
Yeah. And that's great that you didn't wait for a couple of months or half of a year. You just tried for a month and a half, realized that, okay, the process is
yeah,
overcomplicated. There are some issues, there are some
yeah,
milestones you need to cover, and then you started to find the decision. And that's great that we met each other. You met Gopher met you.
yes,
Yeah, so it was just in time. So let's speak more about the process. You mentioned that we have done around 2,500 applications.
yes, roughly, yeah.
That's so much. So every application takes around from 4 minutes, approximately to 40 minutes. So it's a tons of work. And why do you think the market right now is like this?
Well, one, there's a lot of political squabbles that I don't understand or like I don't understand it in details, but I know that there was a big, at least in the US, there's a big there was some cyber cuts in certain companies recently as well. That was a huge thing. And I think that also played a part in that played a part in the difficulty in this search process as well. From that level, that definitely played a part because some companies got rid of positions, some companies added different positions, but let people go to rehire new people into those different positions, but they still don't know who they want. And then there's also those companies that just have contract companies that are with them, and they just get rid of the contract companies because they don't want them because they want to try something else. And it's everything else there's everything else too. So
Yes, a lot of things going on, especially with the layoffs. I think you've heard that previous week it was around 48,000 people laid off from Walmart. Oh, no, from UPS. And 13,000 people were laid off from Amazon. And that's crazy. But this just the same week, our other mentee, he's DevOps engineer, he received a job offer t- from Amazon. So that's crazy. They're getting rid of people and
and
they
then just put it. You see, go offer this. This is what we're talking about. This is what we love about go offer. So that's, the support, the consistency and intensity. It's like you're knocking on a door and you're like, well, you don't hear me.
yeah,
You
I
know? It's like,
okay. And let's talk about your company, the company. So, what about your job offer and what are you currently doing and how was your first weeks at the new place?
well, the first weeks actually. So
Yeah.
time is flying actually. So it's been about a month. It was something that I didn't expect because contracting for different contracts, like they work different, right? This is a Fortune 500. This is different.
Yes.
Like this is different, and there's a lot of training that was involved with this institution. There's a lot of training involved, and it was just, making sure that you know the environment, making sure that you understand the processes, and they're not trying to feed you to the wolves right away. They want you to get trained. They want you to understand what tools are being used, how we're using it, what, what exactly your role is. There's a separation of duties, things like this. So, um, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And how many interviews you had with this company? And for
Oh,
reference, yeah, it's a Fortune 500 company. So usually
uh-huh.
you have from 3 to 7 rounds of interviews, and usually it lasts for from 2 months to 4 months. So what about your
So
business?
what I realized, I thought to myself that they were just being picky, or they didn't want to like they want like certain candidates. That's what I thought. When it took them a while to get back to me, because it took I probably had like so I had three interviews.
Okay,
I had
no.
three total interviews. And in between the time span of each, it was probably about like 2 weeks. Probably
Mm.
like 2 weeks, or maybe like a week when you don't hear from them. And
So,
when you heard from them, the scheduled interview was actually like maybe the following week. I thought to myself, maybe they're thinking about me, or maybe it's up in the air. I don't know. No, I'm there now, and they're literally busy. Like their calendars are ridiculous. Like the calendars are absolutely insane. Like they have a meeting almost all the time, and on top of that, they have their work to do. So
mm-hmm.
it's like, I'm surprised when they find time to interview. As a matter of fact, one of them were interviewing during work. One of them was interviewing somebody during work in the other office. Hey, hang on, I'm gonna go do this interview. Bro, I had to take himself to the back and like to go like I'm like, wait, but he's assigned on this task and it's actually doing about like 4 hours. So where's he? The time is time. It's absolutely yeah, that thing was crazy. But I understand why. So I thought it was me. I thought it was me.
It's just a
I
process,
don't,
right?
no, but it's literally the process. So some places it's worth it. Especially I think by the time you get to the round three or the last round, that's a good sign. That's pretty
Mhm.
good. The only thing is the round three, it wasn't as like round two was kind of technical. So basically I went with HR. The recruiter talked to me. It was cool. I asked some questions. The questions that I asked though, it was like I see here's the thing. So me, I ask questions that I don't know if this is a trick. I did this myself. I don't know if it counted, but I started to do this with the questions because you all showed me the importance of questions, which is fine. The questions that I started to make up now was I started to ask HR impossible questions. So they know that I'm interested, so I can go ask the technical guys.
Mm.
So I get an answer to the question. So for example, I know the HR guy, he's not gonna know what, for example, he's not going to know what vulnerability management tool the organization uses. He's not going to know if they use Nessus or maybe some government ACAS or Tenable or maybe AWS Inspector. He's not going to know that.
Okay.
Well, guess what I asked him? Oh, do you have any questions? Um, yeah, it's not going to be the first question that I'm going to ask. It's more like the first general question, like, what's it day to day like in this role? What are, first 90-day expectations that you'll probably, then I just throw in the question. So, I find this environment very interesting. So do you know what kind of cybersecurity tools they're using? Because I'm familiar with AWS Inspector and Nessus. I just want to know, like, what kind of, and he's like, um, yeah, so I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna go make sure that yeah,
Oh,
so it could work. I don't and mind you, I only had what I say uh like four interviews. This was one whole interview. I'm counting them all. Like that's what I mean. Like so this was a 3 round interview, but this for one company, but like the total like a four, I think I said interviews, they were like for, four different companies. But this one, yeah, so in this that's how I did it for this one. I didn't do it for all of them though. I didn't do
mhm.
it for all of them. Probably did it for like two of them. And I actually did get a follow up with that one, but I noticed the one that I didn't, I didn't hear back. I didn't hear back from the actually. That's the one that actually like legit ghosted me after the first. But I didn't ask it that crazy question, but could be coincidence. I don't know. But I think it could help. You don't have to ask them a crazy question now. Like, yeah, so can you tell me how many ports are open in your environment? They're not gonna come on. We're not come on. But something generalized, like what tools are you using in the environment? Because I'm familiar with this and I would like to leverage my expertise in this area if possible. What kind, asking these kind of questions. It can probably show like, hey, you know what, that's a good idea. I'm gonna ask them. But if I don't get you that answer, they're gonna get back to you, and they're gonna ask you, stuff like that. So you can show
That's
your
a
interest.
great advice because as a manager, I'm just thinking about so the HR has the process and you don't know how many candidates are there in the pipeline. You don't know
Yeah.
anything about that. You just have this one meeting, 30 minutes
Yeah.
in a couple of days. But when HR comes to you and like there is a candidate and he's asking what are we using,
Yeah.
at least it's a contact here with the manager.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and they might know your name too. They're gonna be like, yeah, this candidate, I don't know what's going on with him, but he wanna I don't know. It could help. I think that kind of helped me. I think that kind of helped me. But of course, basics like, give some good responses, of course, right? Strengths and weaknesses also, strengths and weaknesses, very interesting type of thing. So never, well, what I did, no, did they ask me strengths and weaknesses? No, they didn't. This company didn't ask me strengths and weaknesses because no, they didn't do that. The ones before did, and I actually moved forward after this question. So the answer I'm about to say, it might be a good answer. Um, the strengths and weaknesses, like, I'm strong in this area, or I leverage tools this way, or I can do this, or I'm very organized, whatever. Fine. The weakness, when you say the weakness, still turn it around to your strength. Like for example, like me, I say one of the weaknesses I have, I tend to get overzealous quickly.
mm,
Okay, so I tend to get like a little overexcited quickly, right, about certain things. Um, but the excitement actually entices me to want to continue to dive deeper into what I'm looking at and look at it into more detail to make sure that I have all of the information necessary to complete the task. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's something that you can say.
yeah, that's
You
great.
don't,
Because
you don't.
some people they are telling that, oh, I don't have weaknesses. That's bullshit. Everyone.
Oh no, no. You see, now that one, look, that one is more. That one is. Look, if they want to stand on that ground, and that's hey, but some people it's because what are you Jesus? I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but some people say that. Okay, fine, but some people not gonna like that answer. I mean, the only way that answer could work is if you're maybe going for an organization that really doesn't care about nothing and just needs this small task done within 2 weeks, and then they'll probably let you go after. I don't know. Maybe that's the only way, but people want dialogue. They want dialogue. They want transparency. They want humanism because at the same, it's like they want you to have a standard script when you talk to them, but even though they want that, they still want a human element
Of course, they
of
want
you
to
as well.
hear your story. They want to understand how you manage with the difficulties and
Yes, yes, and oh yes, yes, manage difficulties. Like how do you like what was like what was a challenge for you in your last role and how did you overcome it? You know? Um yeah, things like that.
so that's great that you figured it out and you didn't say that, oh, I don't have any weaknesses.
I learned not to say that. I can't because I knew in general not to say that. From years ago, even high school, and even in high school, they said never say you don't have weaknesses. But it's like, but now, like lately, as time moved forward and working with golfer, I kind of like, you know, figure that hey, look, the weakness is there, but spin it, right? So.
Right, right. So
So to
that's great.
spin it in your favor, right? Because yeah, you do have this, but it makes you do things in a better way this way, or something like that. Because even so, people be asking like, "Why are you so excited? We just started." Hey, look, look, look. It's just that's just how it is. I'm gonna get this work.
Okay, so it's been a journey for you. So you've been in general, in total, you've been looking for a job a
Yeah.
month and a half, and then for 2 months with us, I guess, or 3 months.
Um,
It's almost 5 months altogether.
yeah, since it was May, right?
June, July,
May, June, July, August, jeez.
5 months.
That was fine.
Time flies.
That's about 5 months, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
right. I'm not a math major, but I think that is about 5.
a long journey, and finally you're here in the company, and that's great that you're enjoying your projects, you have your training programs, and that's amazing that it's not just go work. It's like we have this culture, we have this opportunity.
No, yes, and it's very nice. They care about their people. They have a cafeteria. They got a gym. Like it's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
I'm grateful for it, and I thank Go Offer for helping me in this process. Ultimately, I do thank God Almighty in the name of Jesus Christ, and the reason I say that too is because a lot of things happen because, um, I met my friend in an unexpected way before, and then I go through this situation, and then that same friend referred me to Go Offer, and now I'm here.
nice.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But coincidence? I really don't think so. It's not a coincidence. Everything is in God's hands and God's plan. So I try to, just try to do my best. So just keep trying, right? So that's just something to,
We all need to keep doing. Yeah.
yeah, just keep trying and yeah.
Okay. So I think there are a lot of people who will find your story exciting, and they will find some tips for their processes. And I'm pretty sure that if they could, they would ask you, can you please give us some advice, or maybe an advice which will help yourself a couple of months before, when you just wanted to were thinking about starting your job search process. So what would you advise for them and for yourself?
Pride is a sin, okay? Pride is a sin. Now, what does that mean exactly? Pride is one of those sins that will stop you from requesting assistance when you need it. It's
Mm,
going to stop you from asking for help. It's going to potentially stop you from a lot of collaboration that may be needed. So what I would say is, the first thing that I would say is, if possible, whatever the situation that you may be going through, do not be afraid to ask for assistance.
mm,
You don't have to ask somebody to solve your problems for you. You don't have to do that. You can ask for assistance to where you know that you need it. So do not be afraid to ask for assistance. Maybe afraid is maybe the wrong word. Don't be go back to pride. Don't be too prideful. Ask for assistance. And I think that's a big thing. Because I've never why would I go to Go Offer? I never thought about that. I'm like, who's that? Why would I go there? I could do it myself. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. You obviously can't. Um, and I'm not saying, they can they can they can they can go, like, whether it be, or if Go Offer is not something that they can do at this time right now, maybe Go Offer can, maybe you all can refer them to some different thing that can assist them right now for where they're at too, or maybe people that it's like asking a question. There's nothing wrong with that. I've asked questions my whole life, and I'm still asking questions, and I'm always going to ask questions.
yeah.
Everyone like me, I'm going to always ask questions. That's fine. That's fine. But I think that's a big thing. That's a huge thing. Now now back to the other stuff. Here's my experience, right? I had 10 years of experience.
That
Yeah. In those years of experience, I've got my certification and degrees during those years of experience.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get the degree, go to school, get the cert, and then try to look without any experience. And I've started, like I said, I've done the IT, cyber, and everything like this all together. But you you have to, if you get to start somewhere, and I'm not saying it's easy, if you do get a starting point in IT, whether it be help desk, whether it be systems administrator, whether it be security engineer, whatever it may be, if the education will help you in the long run, because as you grow with the experience, you have the certification there, you have the degree there, you have these things there next to you. um
Yes, because a lot of things are changing right now, and you need to keep on track on this. And
yes.
sometimes we receive all the certification and education when we are in the universities or colleges. Then we do have the career. Then we're starting for a job search process, and within that, we trying to like find another certificates and blah blah blah. But it's better to combine your work with growing your knowledge base
Yes.
at the same time. Yeah, that's a great advice.
They what? What?
Switching to Russian.
the the but yeah, what else I would say? Yeah, so I mean yeah, that's what I would get at. Oh, community, right? Community is great. Like I said, like I said before, like my friend, so how would I say, Maya Patruka, Anna, she we met in cybersecurity, right? So it's like unexpected, fine, but look where that helped out now. Hello?
Mhm.
It's a Once again, it's like a, always connect, reach out to people, use LinkedIn,
Right.
go to go to a conference, cybersecurity conference,
Mhm.
the cybersecurity conference, because I met new people at the cybersecurity conference too, and I talk to them to this day because I went to a cybersecurity conference back in December. Yeah, December. December. It was December. I think it was either the 12th or the 10th. It was one of them that was here in Jacksonville. And, met a lot of people over there. I have the FBI Director of Cybersecurity
Wow.
card that he gave out to everybody. Oh, well, I'd be like, he was there, private yeah.
Can you give me can you
Yeah.
give me this card?
Apparently, yeah, he was a director of like operations for that section in cybersecurity, whatever, for their FBI location. He came to give a little speech, but he gave his card information. Startup companies were there.
Mm.
New companies were there trying to, talk about their product, how they're being innovative with the cloud. Um, things like this, like, you're meeting new people. Some people were there that they just started working in cyber like 3 weeks ago,
Mm.
like out of their whole life. Some of them fresh out of school. Some of them, some of them transitioned from like teaching. Some of them transitioned from nursing. You
Oh, wow.
know,
That's
like
interesting.
yeah, yeah. Some
Would you have a customer too, a mentee, and she transitioned to cybersecurity from she worked for 7 years in restaurant business, and after
uh,
that, she participated in boot camp, and we started for a job search, and she worked in a bank, a pretty huge bank in Boston, and so she worked for 2 years when we found the job offer. She now is a senior cybersecurity specialist, and she returned back. And we found actually you guys found your offers at the same time.
no
So
way,
yes,
no way.
minus 2 weeks, but yeah, pretty at the same time, and I was so happy. So
That's pretty awesome.
you for her.
That's pretty awesome. I'm glad. I'm happy for her. I'm glad she got it. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Okay.
That's so I'm glad that she has that because like because now Go Offer is just it just really helps a lot. I really like the theme of Go Offer and the organization like as a whole. Yes,
Thank
I
you
think,
for those.
but
That's I'm happy to hear that because
no, it's true.
other
I like it. How you say? How you say? Yellow blue, Go Offer. It's good. It's what? What? It's amazing. I love it because of how it helps. If you can if you can get in this program, that would be great. You know, it's yeah. I don't think I think I probably have something else, but I'm trying to think of something else to tell the people. Make
so
sure that you're engaged. You know, it's like a date. It's like a it's like a date, or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You're trying to know them. It's like forgot. Like if I'm trying to go on a date with Anna right now, and we're just talking and talking, and then I'm like, okay, and she's like,
do you want
hello,
you?
here, like nothing, hello, and it's just like. Oh, no, nothing. Like, I mean, are you interested? No, you're not. Like anything, like something, you gotta, it's like, it's a conversation that has to be had, the interest has to be there, but yeah, like, the interest got to be there. Um, I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought again. It's great.
Yeah, but I think it's a great example and three great advices. And thank you so much for sharing your journey and sharing the advices. I think a lot of people will find it super useful in their processes.
I hope so.
For sure, I know that.
I hope so. I want them to keep trying,
Keep
keep
trying,
applying.
right? Keep applying.
Don't give up on that. You know, get rid of the pride, network, show interest in a company. Don't don't give up. And specifically for cyber, all right? There's a link. I don't know if you could post it uh on this video when you upload it. You
Okay.
need to look at Paul Jeremy's website.
Mm-hmm.
So what his website does, it shows you the certifications, all the certifications that correspond to specific areas within the cybersecurity realm.
Okay.
So what does that mean exactly? You may want to work, you may want to be you might not want to do management. You might not even want to be into the hands-off space. You might not want to do that. You might want to go in the hands-on space. You might want to be red teaming. You might want to be penetration testing. You might want to break stuff and fix it. You might want to do that. That's great. What certifications apply to that?
Mm.
You can't. CISSP is great. For some reason, CISSP is just everywhere. You can be help desk, CISSP. Be a manager, CISSP. CISSP is just whatever. Fine, we get that part. It's everywhere. It's like air. It's everywhere. But other certifications, you have to look at this website. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay. I will publish this.
Yes, it's a website. It'll give you the list of certifications that you would need. Now, right now it's 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long this website will be up within the next 10 years due to changing technologies and whatever, and who cares, and I don't know. But as of right now, as you're looking, look at the website, see what certs correspond to your field of interest. And if you are interested in a field outside of the one that you're in right now, look at the certifications and education that correspond to that. Um, can I share my screen?
Yes, yes, you can.
Oh, well, look at that.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Can you see this? You good?
Yes.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, cool. So what this is, don't pay attention to my malware bites and my ad blocker. Anyway, so this is a website. Now, this is the website that has a whole bunch of certifications here listed within the domains of cybersecurity, security operations, software security, security assessment and testing, security and risk management, asset security, security architecture and engineering, identity and access management, communication and network security. Now, with all these domains, there are levels: beginners, intermediate, and expert. Now, all these certs are floated within these levels. They're floating within these levels. So, where am I at? I have a few of these. Like that's why everyone's after Security Plus, for example, because it's security and risk management, right? This typically pays a little bit more than, you know, the other areas in some way, shape, or form, right? But you got Security Plus, you got everyone going after CISSP here, security and risk management. But look at the level though. CISSP is at expert level.
Okay.
Security Plus is at like a beginner, almost to the intermediate. It's not way at the bottom, but it looks like it's shifting up to intermediate. But you have other type of certifications like this new one that just came out too, certified in governance, risk, and compliance. It seems like when it comes to security and risk management specifically, right? This is at a typical high level or whatever. But yeah, so these are all the certs that people can find out, what they really like. If you're into, what is it, like security operations,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? Offensive security exploitation expert, like all this red teaming stuff should be over here, right? So they have stuff for incident handling, pen testing, exploitation, forensics, incident handling, whatever, right? So these are certs that are over here for it. Me, like I said, I do have experience in cyber overall. I've been looking at all of these
Mm-hmm.
areas. I've worked with teams in all these areas, but my main focus has been this area. This
Okay.
has been my main focus. So that's been my main focus. Security plus CASPs, a little bit of networking with CCNA, that's fine. But and CEH, which is, you know what? What level did they put that in? I'm curious.
CHA?
No, CEH. I wonder what. Oh,
Mm.
it's at a beginning size. Well, near intermediate, beginner slash intermediate, whatever. Anyways, so either way, this is a good website for people to.
Yeah, great resource. Thank
Yeah,
you for sharing that. I will definitely publish that.
of
And
course. Anytime. I did actually just send it to you. So
okay,
I just
thank
sent it to you so you can have it there.
481 certifications. Wow.
Oh yeah, and you know what's even crazier? It's gonna get even worse. There's gonna be more certs for everything. It's gonna be a whole bunch of certs, like a lot more, because technology is going to increase. Yeah, AI is gonna increase a lot. They're not trying to get rid of jobs now in a sense because now, well, they are getting rid of jobs now, like getting rid of as in like replacing AI. I mean jobs with AI. But what happened is now they're trying to leverage AI.
Right.
They're trying to leverage it in terms of like trying to make sure that AI can help enhance the performance of jobs. Right. They want to make sure that it's actually enhancing the performance of jobs. So, like, you're not going to ask AI, give me the answer to this question. No, it has to be like a little bit strategic, right? Like you're in cybersecurity and you see two different regulations and you're like, oh, okay. This is according to the um the NIST recommendation, right? According to that NIST 800-53 guidance
Mhm.
published by the U.S. government, right? According to that, how do these two security policies that we have in our organization, how do they stand against that regulation, that regulatory guidance that's been put out? How do they stand against it? And answer me that question from the perspective of an information system security officer or from the perspective of a chief information security officer. AI would answer you the right way. It can't say, yeah, what does that mean, bro? Tell me. No. It's not, it's not, no. Не хорошо.
Oh, I especially love this part when you switch to Russian.
No.
Okay, and yeah, cool. And thank you so much for sharing the resources, the story, the offer. That was amazing, and I wish you good luck on your position. I wish you a lot of great projects, great
Oh.
dates. Yeah,
Well, how you say, Blaganareo?
yeah.
Blaganareo, Anna. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very grateful to go offer a lot of great quality, right? A lot of great quality is not just quantity, it's quality. It really assists in it's great and I really appreciate all of the hard work and the consistency and also making sure that I'm doing my part as well. It's not just the applications, it's more like, are you ready for the interview? Hey, do you know what's going on? Are you looking at our courses or what? Come on. Like, you know, I do appreciate I appreciate that, yeah, accountability. Um, yeah, I really like it. It's fantastic. But once again, spasiba, Anna. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Спасибо тебе тоже. Thank you for you too, and wish you good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.